Question: why do Battlefield 2042 maps consistently contain a Minecraft super flat biome within them? Can you answer that? I can't either. And it's not like there are just a few instances of wide open Windows default background level flat maps or areas in maps in Battlefield 2042. No, it seems to be a consistent, reoccurring theme that you can find at least a couple times in all of the maps within Battlefield 2042. And in today's video, we're going to be directly comparing the maps from Battlefield 2042 and some maps from previous Battlefield games, such as Battlefield V, and going over why the problems with Battlefield 2042's maps are, in my opinion, completely unfixable, and one of the largest problems with Battlefield 2042 as a game itself. As always, if you enjoy the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, really does help the channel out. I post regularly, and if you want to join the Discord and interact with other people that watch the content, link is in the description. So, I think a good place to start off is with maps in Battlefield 2042 like Breakaway. Breakaway is, of course, that glacier map with a big overhang that drops down into another icy landscape. And the common theme here, not only on Breakaway, but all of the Battlefield 2042 maps, is there is just a distinct lack of cover, map flow, and overall quality of design. And going back and playing previous Battlefield games really contrasts this heavily, because it really is amazing. It almost seems like in Battlefield 2042, whoever they had make the maps just completely forgot what to do. Almost every single area of Battlefield 2042 feels vast and wide open, with very little hills and undulations and just things to use to break lines of sight. Whereas if you look at, for instance, like a mid-tier map in Battlefield V, in, let's say, Narvik, you had one side of the map that was elevated above the other side of the map, generally speaking, right? And that being said, because one side is higher than the other, you can use the lower side to cut off line of sight of people that are on like the upper plateau of the upper side, and vice versa. You can be on the upper side and cut line of sight off from people that are on the lower side of the map, and you can use that to try to flank, go around. It creates different sort of map flows. But in Battlefield 2042, it literally just seems like the entire map is flat, and you can see over vast distances. We're talking like 500, 600 meter sightlines, with almost nothing in the way to break sightlines or create any sort of funnel for player map flow. Another thing that is very different in terms of Battlefield maps compared to Battlefield 2042 maps is a lot of the time in Battlefield 2042, the way the buildings or the verticality, let's say, in Battlefield 2042 is executed is it is basically just a sheer 90-degree angle, and then there's a place that you can get on top of. For instance, the buildings on Kaleidoscope, the containers on Manifest, the glacier on Breakaway. It's just a sheer cliff. You know, it's not anything. It's not like a gradual hill that you can walk up. It is just a 90-degree fucking angle. And this just creates, again, unfun gameplay, in my opinion. Because in Battlefield 2042, you have people using the vehicle call-in system to call vehicles on top of buildings that you're not even supposed to be able to get up to with vehicles in the first place. And they just sit up there and they spam you with their cannons and stuff like that. And you're just looking up at them, you're like, well, I mean, there's not really much I can do about that right now. And again, I want to emphasize this. That sort of map design mistake and that sort of dynamic is simply not fixable. Because what are they going to do? Come in and delete a shit ton of buildings on Kaleidoscope? Are they going to delete the glacier on Breakaway? No. It's never being changed. So, Battlefield 2042 literally just has a unfixable problem that also happens to be one of the largest problems with the entire game. On top of the fact that a lot of the areas that these vertical areas are overlooking are flat. Now, let's maybe look at another example of this. For instance, Renewal. Renewal is the map with the big wall in the center with the desert. This map is just the poster child, in my opinion, of all the problems with Battlefield 2042 maps. You start off the map on really any side, and let's talk about Breakthrough. So we'll start from the attacker side. You go through the map. There's sort of this big tower you see on one point, and the other point is to the left with a bunch of like electrical things. And there's just raised flat areas, and the rest of the maps in between is also flat. And you have those really small pockets of cover that you can sit on those elevated areas on and just basically wait for them to peak. But oh wait, you can't stand in those wide open areas and wait for the people in cover to actually peak, because you forgot that there's identical plateaus fucking 300 meters to your left and right, and the wall that you also have to worry about that are not out of bounds and that enemies can be at any given time. So the lines of sight, like I said, are just absolutely terrible and creates unpredictable gameplay. Now, going through the map, you eventually get to sort of the oasis area with the farms, whatever they're farming. And like I said, it's a farm, right? So it's flat. It's fucking flat. Let's move on to Kaleidoscope. They're actually adding cover to Kaleidoscope, but the funny part is, it's not even going to matter. Because, again, the map is flat. They're not fixing the hills. They're not adding hills. They're just adding little boxes that I would be willing to bet you can actually destroy. Discarded. Flat. Flat areas in between the boats. Flat areas around the boats. Flat areas coming down from the forest, like grass plains area. So when I said at the beginning of the video, I asked you guys, why is there a Minecraft super flat biome on every map? This is basically what I was joking about. Battlefield 2042 map design is unfixable, and it will remain this bad for the entirety of the game's life cycle, which I'm pretty sure is already over. And yeah, I will be putting out my Battlefield 2042 review. I'm not going to give a timeline on that, but just know that I'm working on it. I want to make sure it is thorough, detailed, and utterly damning. So I will see you guys in the next video. If you enjoyed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, join the Discord, the link's in the description. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders. I will see you guys in the next one.